The Wild Swans by Hans Christian Andersen.
Read and presented by George Pitropogiannakis.
Once there was a king who had 11 sons and one daughter, Elisa. One day,
My children, it has been 3 years since your mother died. I am going to take a new wife.
the new queen was very, very mean.
I don't think she likes me.
I don't think she likes any of us. The children were right. A few days later,
Elise, I am going to send you to the country to live. You must stay there 5 years.
Oh, please don't send me away.
but the queen was really a wicked witch. As soon as Elisa was gone, she changed the 11 brothers into 11 wild swans.
Fly far, far away.
Elise did not know what happened to her brothers. She lived in the country for 5 years. Then it was time for her to return to the palace.
How sorry I am that you must leave us.
The wicked queen was waiting for her.
Oh, how beautiful she is. I must get rid of her.
The queen prepared a bath for Elise. Then she took 3 frogs.
One of you sit upon her head. That will make her lazy. The second one sit upon her heart. That will make her mean. And you sit upon her forehead. That will make her ugly.
But when Elise got into the water,
The frogs have changed into roses. My magic does not work on Elise.
the queen found another way to make Elise look ugly.
What are you putting on me?
It is only walnut juice. It will not hurt you.
Then the queen mussed up Elise's hair and sent her in to see the king. Out of my sight, you ugly girl. I will not have you for my daughter. Elise was so unhappy that she ran away into the forest.
If only I had my brothers to help me. I must find out where they are.
She stopped at a pond for a drink of water.
Oh, how ugly my stepmother made me.
Elise washed off the walnut juice. Then she continued sadly on her way. Soon she met an old woman.
Have you seen 11 princes riding in the woods?
No, but I saw 11 wild swans swimming in a stream near here. They had golden crowns on their heads.
The old woman led Elise to the place where she had seen the swans.
Wait until the sun goes down. Perhaps they will come again.
Thank you. You are very kind.
And just before sunset,
Here they come. I will hide behind the trees and watch them.
the moment that the sun disappeared, the 11 swans turned into 11 handsome princes.
My brothers.
Elise was delighted to see her brothers again. They told Elise what the wicked queen had done to them. In the daytime, we are swans, but after the sun goes down, we become men again. We don't live here. We live in a beautiful country, far, far away. We come here only once a year. Tomorrow, we fly back home.
Oh, take me with you. Do not leave me here alone.
So the brothers made a great net to carry Elise, and the next morning, as the sun began to set,
I see it now. There is the beautiful country in which you live.
the swans landed in front of a cave. That night, the brothers made a soft bed for Elise inside the cave. Sleep well, dear Elise.
If I could only dream of a way to save all of you.
And that night, a fairy came to Elise in a dream.
Do you see this nettle? It grows outside of the cave. You must gather it. Then you must crush it with your feet and make it into thread. Weave this thread into 11 cords. Throw these cords over your brothers and they will never be swans again. But you must not speak a word to anyone until you have finished these cords. Otherwise, your brothers will never be saved.
When Elise woke the next morning, her brothers had flown away for the day. She ran outside and
Here are the nettles, just as the fairy said.
the nettle stung her hands.
Oh, how painful this is.
But Elise did not let the pain stop her. All day long she worked, and that evening. "What are you doing, Elise?" Elise did not answer. "What is wrong, Elise? Why don't you speak? Look, she is weaving something. She must be trying to save us. That is why she does not speak." Elise worked all night. The next morning, her brothers again flew away, and Elise kept working.
How happy I am. I have finished one coat already.
She went outside to pick more nettles.
What is that noise? It sounds like hunting horns.
Elise ran back into the cave to hide.
I must not let anyone see what I am doing.
A few minutes later, a huge dog appeared. The dog was followed by a king and his hunting party. "What a beautiful girl! What are you doing here, fair maiden?" The king asked many questions, but Elise did not answer them. "It does not matter. She is so beautiful, I will make her my wife." And so Elise was put on the king's horse. "Do not weep. I will try to make you happy." When the brothers returned that night, "Someone has taken Elise away."
We will not rest until we find her.
At the king's palace, Elise was dressed in beautiful robes.
How strange it is that she cannot talk.
All she does is cry.
Then she was taken before the king. All the people in the court admired her. She is beautiful. No wonder the king fell in love with her. But one person did not like Elisa. He was the king's chief minister.
Your Majesty, there is something strange about this girl. She may be a witch.
Nonsense. She is too beautiful to be a witch. Then, come, my dear, I have something to show you. It will make you very happy. The king had prepared a room to look just like the cave. The nettles and thread and the finished coat had all been brought there. Here you will feel at home. You may continue the strange work you were doing when I found you. Elisa was so happy that she kissed the king's hand. And the king and Elisa were married. The king was very kind to Elisa. She loved him very much.
If only I could tell him about my brothers, but I cannot.
Each night, Elisa went to the cave room and worked on the magic codes. And each night, while Elisa was busy at her work, the king's minister whispered evil words about her.
This wife of yours is up to something. I am sure she is a witch.
Go away! I will not listen to you. Then, one night,
Oh dear, the nettles are all used up. I will have to go out and find more.
she hurried quietly out of the palace.
I hope no one sees me.
But someone did see her. It was the king's minister. He followed her and watched what she did. I was right. She must be a witch. The minister went back to the palace and knocked at the king's door.
Your Majesty, I have something important to tell you.
The minister told the king what he had seen. I don't believe you. Leave me at once. But the king was troubled. If she is not a witch, why does she do these strange things? What if the minister is right? A few days later.
There, the 10th coat is finished. Now I have only one more to make.
But again Elisa found that all the nettles were gone.
I must go out to the fields for more.
Again the minister saw her. He called the king. Can it be true that she is a witch? The king and the minister followed Elisa to the fields. It must be true. Oh, how unhappy I am. The next morning. Last night I saw you doing things only a witch would do. Tomorrow you will be sent away to prison. You must stay there forever. Elisa was locked in a little room in the tower of the palace. Here are your nettles for a pillow. And here are the coats you made. You can use them for a blanket. Elise was happy that she could go on with her work.
Perhaps I can still save my brothers.
Suddenly, she heard a sound at the window.
It sounds like the rustle of swans' wings.
She rushed to the window.
Oh, my dear brothers, you have found me at last.
Knowing that her brothers were near gave Elise new courage.
I must finish this last coat. I must.
When night came, the brothers tried to think of a way to save Elise. If only the king will see us, we can tell him everything. An hour before sunrise, the brothers appeared at the gates. "Let us in! We must see the king!"
"Go away! The king is sleeping."
For a whole hour, the brothers begged the gatekeeper to let them in. Then, who is making all that noise down there?
"Your Majesty, there are 11 young men at the gate. They are begging to see you."
But when the gatekeeper led the king to the gate, "They are gone! Where did those swans come from? I never saw such beautiful swans before." A little while later, Elise was brought down to the courtyard. "This cart will carry you to prison." Even in the cart, Elise went on with her work.
If only I can finish this last coat before they take them all away from me.
Outside the palace, the people waited to look at Elise. There she is. She is still doing her evil work. As Elise rode to the prison, the 11 swans suddenly flew down. "What is this? Run back and tell the king about the swans." Just as Elise reached the prison, the king came riding up. The prison guard came forward. "Come into the prison with you." But Elise had finished the last coat. Quickly, she threw one over each of the swans. And the spell was broken.
Now I can speak. I am innocent. I am not a witch.
The king rushed forward, but before he could reach her, Elise fainted. Then the oldest brother explained how Elise had been silent to save her brothers. As he spoke, a hedge of roses sprang up all around the cart. At the top of the hedge was one pure white blossom. The king plucked it and carried it to Elise. "This flower is as pure as your heart." Elise awoke.
Now I may speak to you at last.
They all returned to the castle, and there the king and Elise and her brothers all lived happily ever after. The end. The Wild Swans by Hans Christian Andersen.
Read and presented by George Pitropogiannakis.